And a stunning first-hand account of what it's like to be in the middle of a war. An Austin soldier turns on his camera while fighting in Iraq.
Car bombs, explosions, and enemy fire. In the middle of it all, an Austin soldier kept his camera rolling. He made a documentary of his tours in Iraq, and it is getting rave reviews. Fox 7's Fody Kaler just sat down with the filmmaker Stephen Metze and is here now with a sneak peek. Fody.
And Mike, the film is called Year of Danger. Danger was the name of the base Lieutenant Colonel Stephen Metze was stationed at in Iraq, and there was plenty of it. 60 hours worth of tape condensed into a site of war you can't take your eyes off of. In April of 2005, a group of terrorists posted this video on the internet of a suicide bomber blowing up an American Special Forces safe house north of Baghdad.
That was 25 meters in front of our fob.
From across the road, Lieutenant Colonel Stephen Metze documented the aftermath on his camera.
It was the very first really big attack that we'd had on Fob Danger. And
the experience is now a scene in his 90-minute documentary called Year at Danger.
It didn't take long before we figured out how to spot a suicide B-bed.
Months after the attack, the camera kept rolling.
They're evacuating the houses.
This time in the middle of a thwarted suicide bomb attempt that was aimed at Lieutenant Colonel Metz's base.
And we sent in remote control cars with explosives on them to blow up the car from a safe distance.
You got 1 minute!
Another close call.
Initially, I was thinking this will just be for me and my family and for future generations of my family. As a filmmaker, I definitely wanted to, capture everything that happened.
It was his second tour of duty in Iraq, and some of the scenes hadn't changed.
We were stationed very near where I was in Desert Storm. And once we went out driving, we found this old weapons graveyard of stuff that we'd captured from the first Gulf War.
This time, Lieutenant Colonel Metze would capture another side of the war, rarely made public.
I've served my time. I have my nightmares. I have enough blood on my hands.
Soldiers in his team who had enough and wanted to go home, and those who stood strong.
Wagner, what are your thoughts today?
Come back alive?
Venturing out into the desert on a convoy headed to other bases.
Everything kind of looked like it could be an explosive. A big pile of rocks, a carcass on the side of the road, a bump in the dirt. Any of it could be something that could explode.
Something that ended up happening.
See, we were cruising like this, and it blew the Humvee like this onto its back.
Several soldiers were injured.
The seat covered and of course, compressed me up against the ceiling, so I was upside down like this, more or less, with my M16. More or less right here.
In all, Lieutenant Colonel Metze survived 156 rocket attacks, 36 IEDs, 19 suicide bombs, and 24 small arms attacks. And somewhere along the way, there was still hope for those caught in the middle.
It takes time. For this freedom, we have to sacrifice, And I'm sure it will be stabilized one day.
And Year at Danger was named the official selection at the Austin Film Fest in 2007 and got the same honor at the GI Film Festival in 2008. And Mike, there's a special screening scheduled here in Austin once again, and it's going to happen at the Regal Arbor Theater on June 12th at 7:30 p.m.
That's powerful images there.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Fody.